Good evening, Frankmeisters. What is up?
What's up, guys?
Another lovely day in the neighborhood. More action in the Delphi case. What's going on, Frosty?
Not a whole lot, man. How are you guys? Good to see everybody.
Another crazy day. Another crazy day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shoot, been crazy past few days.
Oh, I know it. Oh, I know it. Oh, I know it. Yeah, we kind of expected this to happen.
Oh yeah,
This crap that's going on now, you know. And had a birdie in my ear on Friday, and they knew about these drops going to happen, and they informed me to be on the lookout. And sure enough, it happened today.
yep. You
So
were yeah. That's crazy, man.
I know it. So let's give us some shout outs, man. We got CJK. She's like, why is Julie trying so hard to get Alan off? Unless she is there, and maybe she was, she has no clue if he's innocent or not. And Ivy
Yeah, huh?
Push. There's Miss Ivy Push is in the house. We got Cindy. We got Ziggy. We got Gibbo. What's going on, Gibbo? Miss Dev's True Crime Notebook, but she did one hell of a thing on this today. On
Did
her.
she?
Oh,
Nice.
yeah. She does an excellent job on her videos.
Oh yeah.
Even though she misspelled my name earlier here in the chat and went and corrected herself.
Huh?
Ha! Gotcha. Olivia, what's going on? Let's see. We got the Saint over in Europe. We got Marv from Beyond the Evidence. We got Joe Newman. SP74, Tawny Lee. Miranda. Now she's stealing my line. Hey, fuckers.
Hey, fuckers. That's my favorite.
What's going on, GP? Melissa Wildcard, I hope you're feeling much better today.
Yeah, me too. Hope you're doing well.
Jamie, I sent you a message again. You didn't respond. I hope you're all right. Grab it. Miss Rescue's in the house. Big Fish is in the house. Witchcraft, Linda, TLS, Brandon, Tina Stair. Does that sound too loud, man?
No.
Carol Murray, because when I watch the replay, it's loud as hell.
Yeah, loud to me. I got mine cranked up pretty high. I got headphones on too.
Right. So we expected some shit to go down with the defense after what happened in that 3-day hearing, and we don't know what happened in the closed door hearing. But whatever happened in that closed door hearing prompted them to do this. Well, let's get it up here, guys.
Yeah.
Give me a second here. But what I did is I had our good friend, Fig Solves. I sent it over to him, and he drafted up a summary for me. Let's see. How do I expand this thing? Oh. Try to figure out how to expand it.
What are you trying to expand?
It's in my Adobe. There it is. Here she blows. So I can read it. Oh, too much. There we go. All right. Let me share this. Screen. Summary. All right. Can you guys see that?
Yeah,
Let me know when it's
perfect.
Can you see it? All right. Let's get to reading here. It says motion for court to certify court's orders from interlocutory appeal pursuant to Appellate Rule 14 and request to rule expeditiously on said motion. The document is a legal motion filed by Richard Allen's defense team requesting the courts to certify.
What'd you do?
To certify 2 recent court orders for an interlocutory appeal. An interlocutory appeal is an appeal that made before the final resolution of a case, typically focusing on specific decisions made during pretrial proceedings. Key elements of the document: purpose. The defense wants to appeal 2 count orders. The September 4, 2024 order, which prevents the defense from presenting evidence related to the Odinism theory, the idea that the murders were ritualistic and connected to a pagan cult. August 28th of 2024 order, which denies the defense motion to suppress certain statements made by Allen, arguing they were involuntary. Number 2, defense argument. The September 4th order, the defense argues that this order violates Allen's rights to present a defense as guaranteed by both the Indiana and the United States Supreme Courts, or United States Constitutions, excuse me. I'm used to seeing that damn word court so much. They claim that by not allowing them to present evidence linking the crime to Odinism and third-party suspects, the court has essentially gutted their defense. Well, you guys knew that this was going to happen months and months ago. So why didn't you have a backup?
100%.
Why didn't you have a backup plan? August 28th order. The defense claims that Allen's statements made while in solitary confinement and under stress were involuntary and should not be admissible in court. They also argue that some of these statements should be privileged, protected because they were made to a psychologist. Well, the law says different.
Yep, 100%.
The law clearly states if the confessions are made pursuant to a murder, it's legal.
Yep.
Consequences of denying the appeal. If the appeal is denied and Allen is convicted, the defense believes that it would lead, or what is that last? I can't even see that last word, to a second lengthy trial, or lead to a second lengthy trial if the Court of Appeals later finds errors in the pretrial rulings. This would be costly, emotionally draining for the victims, families, and would require a significant investment of time and money. Defense request. The defense is asking the court to allow the Indiana Court of Appeals to review these orders before the trial begins October 14th. They also argue that allowing the appeal now would make the trial more efficient and save resources. Bullshit.
Nope. Fuck, that's bullshit.
Bullshit. Expedite the ruling. Given the upcoming trial date, the defense is asking for a swift decision on their request. Simplified summary. Richard Allen's defense team is asking the court to allow them to appeal 2 rulings before his trial begins. The final ruling prevents them from presenting evidence about their Odinist theory, which they argue is crucial to their defense. The second ruling allows the state to use Allen's confessions, which the defense claims were made under duress while Allen was in solitary confinement. They argue that not being able to appeal these decisions now could result in a second trial, which would be costly and difficult for everyone involved. They're asking for a quick decision because the trial is set to start soon. Now, the opinion. By filing motions like this, the defense seems to be trying to slow things down, create doubt, or find any technicalities that can exploit to weaken the case against Allen. The defense's strategy could be viewed as playing the legal game, hoping to confuse the jury or the public, create procedural complications, or ultimately buy more time. When the evidence is stacked against someone, as it appears to be in Allen's case, with no alibi matching the description, multiple confessions, and forensic evidence, these types of motions often come across to be as desperate. It's not uncommon for defense attorneys to attempt to muddy the waters and create any kind of delay to prevent the trial from moving forward smoothly, especially when the defendant is in a tough spot.
Yeah.
So, like we've said this for months, if you guys, or who hasn't really been following the case that long, and if you're listening, if you follow the pattern of what the defense has been doing from day one, we expected all this to happen.
Yeah. I mean, part of me thought maybe it wouldn't happen, but I mean, I'm not surprised.
I'm just following their pattern, dude. That's all I've done when they've got on this case is watch them closely and what they were doing.
Yeah, you're right.
And then we got Ziggy that says, I am so ready for this case to be done and let justice be served for Abby and Libby. Hey, Ivy Push, CZK, and Cindy. They won't. Gibbo says they won't get the appeal until after the trial. They knew this was coming and I watched the guy on Vinny's show Friday explain they never get these appeals unless they want to delay the trial.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's all it is. They're just pushing shit.
That's what it is.
He's in county jail now, so it don't matter.
Right. It's all a delay tactic. It's all it is.
Yep, 1,000%.
I'm going through the chat.
Frosty say cardboard. Oh yeah, did you guys see that? Clyde's overseas, so we had a cardboard cutout of him. So
yeah, I saw it.
He said thank you guys. By the way, he saw the love. So
good evening, everybody that's still coming in.
I do gotta say, Sarah is not lying about her claim about Kathy Allen's statements. That is not a lie.
It is not. It is not a lie, and there's 2 other people that are witnesses to it. And before we're not going to say much more about it, but the people that are calling Ivy Push a liar, they got something coming. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Something big.
Something big. They're not going to like it too well.
Oh, they're going to be furious.
Exactly, Randy. Exactly. See? Haha, sorry.
Oh, she said prank. Huh?
Yeah. Yep. You got COVID or something, Melissa?
That is going around again, apparently.
Yeah. What's going on, Mr. Collins?
Oh, Tara German's in the chat.
Is she?
She said, what did she say?
Where you at, Tara? Let me find you. She must have just came in. Oh, Miranda Lee's bowing up on us. She's been a member for 6 months. Crime Gesture, nice to see you again. Leslie, good to see you. I still haven't found Tara.
She's at the bottom. She just commented at the...
Susan Hendricks is in the house, too. Jinxie's in the house. Purple Haze is in the house. God, Lord, they just came out of nowhere, didn't they?
Shit, yeah, I can't see how many people are in here, but hi, good. I'm trying to keep up. Good to see everybody.
I'm trying to keep up, too. They're going in so fast. I still haven't found her. There she is.
What's up, Tara? Good to see you.
What's going on, Tara? You at the doghouse tonight? I make sure the family gets every copy of every document that comes out. Keep them informed. And now that I've got in contact with Carrie, I'm doing the same thing for her. Excuse me, Leslie. She says, oh, come on, Frank. It's in every... I already know it is. That's what everybody's been talking about. But you still got your haters out there that are calling her a liar and everything. Oh, Tara said... Look, Tara said, no, shh.
Where did it? Yeah, they're saying that we're all pushing a lie, and it's just not. I'm sorry to tell you.
It's not a lie.
There's one thing I don't do. I don't lie. And if I do say something wrong, I correct it.
Thank you, Michelle. We do have a response that I'm going to pull up would be toward the defense.
Yeah.
Fig created this, and I thought it was pretty good. So we're going to take a look at that. It would be something like what Nick would do if he's responding to their filings.
Oh, wow. Shout out to Fig for that. That was pretty quick. We talk about this thing from today. He already did.
Yeah, he done it all in like 5 minutes.
Not funny.
He's using AI, but he specifically put certain stuff in there for it to do it the way he wants it.
Prompted it. Yeah, that's funny.
All right. Let's get this on the screen here. Arguments against the defense is what this is called, guys. Oops. All right. Arguments against the defense. Delaying the filing motion in limine. The defense accuses the prosecution of delaying their filings of their motion in limine. But this is a weak argument. Filing closer to trial isn't uncommon when the defense introduces new speculative theories like Odinism. The prosecution had every legal right to file the motion in response to its unfounded theory to ensure irrelevant or misleading information doesn't make it into trial. What we've learned, the defense introduced the Odin theory late in the game, attempting to derail the focus on Richard Allen. It's worth pointing out that the motion was filed well within the legal deadline, and any claim of prejudice is not credible. They had ample time to prepare their defense. Like I said earlier, since she cut him down on the third party, you should have had a backup plan a long time ago. But they seem to think that the Odin thing was going to go through, and now they're fucking just shit out of luck. The prosecution is not delaying, but acting with the legal framework to ensure that this trial focuses on facts, not fantasy. Yep. Richard Allen's alleged lack of knowledge of Norse paganism or Odinism. The defense argues that because Richard Allen has no connection to Norse paganism or Odinism, he couldn't have committed the murders. This argument falls apart under scrutiny for several reasons. No direct link to Odinism. The theory of Odinist ritualistic killing is not based on any concrete evidence. In fact, the prosecution has successfully shown that the defense has failed to provide a nexus between Allen and any cult or Odinist group. Allen's confessions, his presence at the scene, and the physical evidence like the unspent round directly tie him to the crime, not some speculative, real ritualistic murder. Smokescreen tactic. This is a classic case of misdirection. The defense has introduced their theory to distract from the fact that Allen has no alibi, was seen at the scene, and made unsolicited confessions. They're hoping that by confusing the jury with a far-fetched theory, they can divert attention away from their clear evidence that points to Allen. Perry Mutter's expertise in testimony. Oh God, here we go.
Holy shit.
Dr. Don Perrimutter's testimony is central to the defense's Odinist theory. But as the documents show, her credibility was seriously undermined during cross-examination. Here's why. Speculative at best. Perrimutter's testimony relied heavily on her own subjective interpretation of the crime scene, rather than on forensic evidence. She tried to claim that the crime scene was indicative of real ritualistic killing, but she provided no factual forensic link between the crime and Odinist group. Discredited by the prosecution. The prosecution thoroughly discredited Perrimutter. She may have taught law enforcement about ritualistic crimes, but her analysis in the case was speculative at best. She drew conclusions without any forensic evidence to back them up, and her assertions were full of conjecture. In the documents, we see how McClellan effectively picked apart her theories, showing there were little more than cultural analysts with no hard evidence. Weak ties to Odinism. Perrimutter's testimony failed to establish any meaningful connection between the crime and Odinism. As the prosecution argued, the theory that this was a ritualistic murder is simply far-fetched. The prosecution effectively proved that the defense was grasping at straws, using Perrimutter's testimony to create confusion rather than to present facts.
1,000%.
Exactly. Number 4, prosecutor's responsibility to prevent speculative defenses. The prosecutor's decision to file the motion in limine is about ensuring that the trial focuses on admissible evidence, not speculative theories that distract the jury from the real facts. Defense grasping at straws. The defense's theory is obviously an attempt to confuse the jury pool. The prosecution's motion to exclude this theory was a necessary move to maintain the integrity of the trial or case. If the jury were presented with this speculative Odinism theory, it would just detract from the solid evidence pointing directly to Richard Allen, including his confessions, the unspent round tied to his gun. Final thought. At its core, the defense's Odinist theory is a diversion tactic designed to show doubt where none should exist. The evidence overwhelmingly points to Richard Allen. His presence at the scene, his confessions, and the forensic evidence all point in one direction: his guilt. The prosecution's motion to exclude this outlandish theory is not only justified, but it's necessary to prevent the defense from turning this trial into a circus of baseless speculation. In conclusion, the defense's argument rests on a flimsy and speculative theory, using an expert who was thoroughly discredited by the prosecution. They are grasping at straws to avoid focusing on the real evidence that ties Allen to the crime. The prosecution is well within their rights to exclude the baseless defense and ensure the trial remains focused on facts. 100% agreed.
1,000% over here, man. It's just getting so like, I don't know. I wish this would just wrap up, and every few weeks something stupid happens, and here we are having to come on here and talk to people about it. And it's just a bunch of shit. It's a bunch of shit.
And I don't think anybody in our community with any common sense believes in any of this bullshit, except for some of the wackadoos out there. But with 61 confessions, and I've said this again, and I'll say it again. 1, 2, or 3 confessions I could see possibly, under duress.
Yeah, find us a case where somebody's confessed 60 times and been innocent.
Right, exactly. But not 61 times.
Hell no.
And some of the statements he made were concurring on what Doug Carter had said at the presser.
Yeah.
When he was talking about, we know you still got a little bit of
and the shack about retribution and finding, I think the shack is about retribution and finding God, and look what happened with him.
It's the same thing when he said he felt remorse for, he said, we know you still got a little remorse, whatever word Carter used. Well, then Richard Allen said, well, he felt bad for having to kill Abby.
Yeah, only her. That's weird, isn't it?
Right. And I'm just like, he's answered Doug Carter's or responding to his statements, so that should tell you something. So, right, Saint. I got to go back up here because this damn chat filled up quick.
Yeah, there's more. People.
Kristen's in the house.
What's up, Kristen? Annabelle Higgins. I don't think I've seen her before.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, she's going to certify him. She will.
Yeah, she will.
Because what will happen, they'll file to the appellate court. It'll go to the administrative assistant for the appellate court. They'll review it and kick it back. Guarantee it happens. Because she followed the law, and she even gave case law for everybody or for them to look at and say, hey, it says clearly right here, if you cannot put them at the scene or in the area of the day of the murders, it's not good.
Yep. 100%. Wait, who? Oh, that's Jinx.
Well, Big Fish, you got to understand, she does her research too. And from what I've researched on geofencing, it is not accurate at all. It's only accurate up to 200 meters. And that's not very big, big area.
They're going to use fog reveal. Remember that term, fog reveal, because it'll come up.
Oh, yeah. Fog reveal.
It's different. It's a more accurate type of geofencing, I guess. I don't really understand it. I don't want to act like I do.
But what would be the parameters, though? You see what I'm saying? How far does that go out? It could pick up the damn phones on people that are walking the trail on the other side of 25.
Yeah, no, it could. I just don't. I think. I had that definition pulled up. I'll pull it up again. There's a difference between the two. I read it on one of our lives last week or the week before. Mark, yes. Sorry, Mark message.
You might as well forget about October because we're not going to trial in October, guys. I can tell you that right now. because the judge still has to, because first, Nick's got to file a response to the defense's motion today. And then the judge has got to rule on their motion. And she could take up to 30 days to do that. Remember that. And then once she rules, then they'll file with the Supreme Court or the appellate court.
Sorry, I'm still reveal and geofencing.
Well, that's what we were talking about earlier, Big Fish. They should have known out the gate when they started introducing this third-party suspect crap that it was not going to be allowed in because they had no evidence even putting them there at the scene or in the area.
So fog reveal, they can get it without a warrant. They can do that without a warrant.
And they should have had a backup plan.
Yeah.
Any good defense attorney should not rely on something they're trying to get in as good evidence.
Fog Reveal is a web tool that collects location data from mobile apps to help law enforcement and private companies track people and monitor places and events. So they're going to use a lot of his different apps, and I guess that's basically somehow it's more accurate. I don't know.
Well, how far back can it go? That's the question.
It came out in 2018, but they can go back to 2017. It says Fog Reveal works by using advertising identification numbers from popular apps to target ads based on users' movement and interest. This information is then sold to companies like Fog Reveal, which law enforcement can purchase. So it's used for tracking people, tracking devices. Fog Reveal has been used by law enforcement in criminal investigations, including murder and the January 6th riot.
That sounds like almost like GPS, dude.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit more accurate. Some say that Fog Reveal highlights the gap between data privacy and electronic surveillance law protections in the United States. For example, while Supreme Court rulings require a warrant for law enforcement to use GPS and cell site data, it's not clear if using Fog Reveal is unlawful. I don't think it is.
I've never heard of this whatever you're talking about. I've never heard of it.
It's a new thing. It just came out.
I'm not up to the new technologies. I have no use for it.
No, I mean, it came out it started in 2018 and it really picked up in the past few years, but they can go back pretty far.
Joe Newman says, people act like they are smarter than Judge Gold. Go back and look at her case history, Frank. Remember Southside Explosion? Oh, yeah, that was over there in Mars Hill.
Mars Hill, yeah. Richmond Hill. I think it was Richmond Hill.
Yeah, Richmond Hill, yeah.
Not too far, but I remember that.
Yep, and she was found guilty. Your boyfriend was found guilty, and his stepbrother was found guilty. Well, his stepbrother ended up dying in prison. Yep. Richmond Hill, that's what it was.
Yeah, what was that, 2010? Richmond Hill is in Greenwood. That's up by that's kind of like by. I mean, I work in Greenwood. I don't live there, but that's up by where we are.
It's over off Kentucky Avenue.
Okay.
Over in that area, like over in the Mars Hill area. I have no clue about none of this geofencing or none of that. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, go ahead.
Can only imagine how many cell phone pings were picked up with a major highway skirt. That's what I'm trying to say here. You're going to pick up everything all the way out to 25, I would imagine, if they're going to go to this, whatever you call fog, whatever it is. You there?
Yeah. So I don't think she cut out all the geofencing. I think they're going to use some of it. I just think that they cut out the parts that are explicitly going to be used to confuse and convolute things. Because if you read that paragraph, read the paragraphs and then read her ruling and just line up the paragraphs. I think Nick basically said they can't use parts of the geofencing that are going to be used to confuse people. It's only going to be used to, like, the only things for the geofencing they're going to use are the incriminating parts, like, but not the random shit that has, Billy from down the road popped up over there, but he wasn't really over there, like that kind of stuff.
And then we get them filing the thing again for shorten the time for discovery. And I'm like, look, guys, how many times you going to file this shit? And Nikki's explained it to you. You guys have got all the damn discovery, but you just too damn lazy to go through the terabytes to find it. Lazy. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. But I don't know if what I said makes sense. But so basically, geofencing, especially in like an area that has really shitty service, I think it's gotten better in Delphi in the past year. But like people who live in the area, or like I think they even got somebody who lives pretty close popped up over there. But like they're gonna try to use that. But like let's use the what we have here that actually shows Alan was there. And I'm just, it's confusing, I know, but like, there's people who popped up over there who were never like, and they verified.
Hey, Frosty.
Yo.
Do you see any bitches in here?
No.
Because they put the what's up, bitches. I don't see none of them in the chat. Do you? I don't even know who that is.
No, I don't think so. I'm trying to explain that in a way that makes sense. It's like, the people who live in the area that they're going to try to say that we're over, because they picked some random person who lives like kind of by the bridge, and they said that they were going to try to say that he was over there, but like, I don't know.
You see that curious contrarian?
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about.
Miss Laura's in the house.
Yeah, don't listen to him. Like I tried to explain that, but I did a really bad job. I mean, I'm not a geofence expert, but like they're going to use certain parts of the geofencing, and like there's parts of it that are going to be very inaccurate. Like,
did somebody say Jinx needs the link? I think Jinx.
I don't know.
Come up. Hold on, let me check. She'll send me a message. Susan. No, Susan, no. It's not done yet. Everybody will know.
Or maybe the geofencing has people like they're gonna. I know they're trying to pin it on Holder, and then but they're like I think they're just not gonna let them throw out every Tom, Dick, and Harry because they're gonna try to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Joe. Yeah, I know what you mean. She even mentioned it at the Allen County hearing. When Rosie tried to tell her that she didn't know the law when it came to this case. And she said, excuse me?
Yeah.
I've done over 100 murder cases. I did the Richmond Hill case. And I'm like, get him.
But again, I think the fog reveal is going to be more accurate because that's going to have. So basically, the way I understand it is fog reveal uses apps, and they're going to have apps that Alan actually had on his phone, and they're going to prove that there was a phone here that had this app installed, and you had it installed, like that kind of thing. You know what I mean? That's a little bit more.
He didn't have his personal phone with him,
or whatever phone he had, whatever phone they took, like because I know there was at least one. I think he left it in his car, but what I think is what's going to happen is I think it's going to be app based, and you can prove what specific apps that were installed on that phone based off the data that you're gathering. And hey, this phone or this app was on this phone, and I guess it's buy, sell, and trade apps. Kind of they use that a lot. But if they can, like for example, if I Pokemon Go, the fucking GPS Pokemon game, if he had that installed, they're going to say, hey, we had this data from this app. It's on your phone. You were there. You said you were there, or at the time you said you were. I apologize.
But he had a burner phone at the bridge. We're almost positive of that.
Oh, Tara asked, I'm not part of any groups. What's being said about KA? Do you want to answer that? Or you want me to?
Yeah, we'll go ahead. A couple people the day that we were all there for the hearing, and when it was closed door, and then we were supposed to have the open door afterwards, but it ended up getting canceled, Tara. A couple people were parked right by Kathy, and apparently they had a conversation with her, and Kathy was saying that it's not about me anymore. I'm not married anymore. Talking about she believes the confessions, and that she's more there at the hearings to be there for Janice at this point in the case. Basically, in a summary.
Yep. Yeah. But hey, man, me and
Jinx, that's Tara.
Me and Mark are gonna go live here in just a little bit. I'm gonna get ready for that. But thanks for
No
having me.
problem. Ain't no problem, buddy.
Yeah, go ahead and we'll be on right
I'll be
after
in the
you.
chat. Yeah, I'll be in
Okay.
the chat.
Yeah, we'll be on here really soon. But yeah, I butchered my thing about the geofencing. But basically, what I was saying is, any random person that just so happened to pop up there that they haven't named, like you know what I mean, like they're trying to try
Right.
Brad Holder and some like I said in that murder sheet episode, they found some random person. It was a kid, and he was on his parents' plan, and he geofenced in that, or he popped up and pinged in that area. They can't use that because it's a random kid who was on his stepdad's plan. So that's the
Right.
kind of shit they're not going to be able to use. But we'll see.
Right.
I will see you guys later. We'll be back again real soon.
All right, buddy. I'll see you. Appreciate you coming up.
Hey, anytime, man.
All right, buddy. Nameless. He lived, I don't know if he lived there, but he lived in Greenwood, which I mapped it out. It's about not even a 10-minute car drive from my house. And I live off of Smith Valley. And that's all you're going to know. Exactly. They're not attacking the evidence. That's the problem, because they know that the evidence is stacked against him, and there's nothing that will refute the evidence. You know, I mean, they might. I know that Nick's going to have a battle with the bullet with their experts. We all know that. But anything else, there is no explanation or anything that he can come with to explain, you know, what he said or ran into the 3 preteen girls or walked by them. And then he was basically seen on the bridge by Betsy Blair. But I don't know if Betsy actually saw his face. That's the thing. But, you know, and then him being there alone and his car being there, admitting that he was parked there. Yes, Ivy Push has some thick skin. She told me, I don't give a damn what they say about me. I don't care. And I feel the same way. I don't care if anybody's got anything bad to say about me, because they won't tell it to my face. They won't. All keyboard warriors. Keyboard warriors. Laura says, everything I know about the fog reveal I've learned from Alex Voorhees. He could give you those answers. Well, damn. Is he around? Get in contact with him, Laura. Yep, Joe. The Linder brothers. Well, hold on, Tommy. Do you hear how crazy that sounds? That they're only going to use the parts that will. Now, what he's saying is that they will use the parts that will try to prove that Richard Allen wasn't even there. Is what he's saying. That's what he was referring to. They're going to use the stuff that would be reasonable doubt. Try to make it reasonable doubt. Is what he's saying. You're welcome this account anytime. That's what I'm here for. What link did Jinxie just? Oh, Sarah Osbrook. I'm going through the chat, guys. Well, she didn't squash the subpoenas for the warden or for the attorney general, because they filed them again today. Oh yeah, I feel the same way. Sufa Zabish. You guys are coming in thick. Tara's over here giggling and laughing. She must be slow tonight. Oh, matter of fact, Tara, I sent you a message. I was watching your boy's race the other day, and you said he's getting better and better every race. And I was like, well, what did he finish in the race? And you never responded to me. Sorry, just having a conversation with Tara real quick. SP says, Ivy Push, do you think that maybe KA meant her marriage was over because she knows RA will be going away for life? Why would she think that he would be going away for life if he's innocent? So she has to believe something in this evidence that's going to put him in prison for the rest of his life. Yeah, that's a good question. What happened to the $40,000 that they raised? Jinx is setting them straight in the chat. Yep, dragging it out beyond bullshit. Yep. Yep. We don't know. He didn't have his personal phone. His own phone. It's speculated that he had a burner phone while he was on the bridge. Yes. I'm not even going to respond to that. Well, if it was his phone was in the car at the CPS building, he's really fried because that'll prove he was there. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why would you leave your personal phone in the car and go out and commit a murder? That is the dumbest shit you'll ever do. You could ever do. And your car's what? About a half a mile away? That's some dumb shit right there. Prayer walk, October 13th, 1:30 p.m. at the Freedom Bridge parking lot. We're trying to double the size this year, guys. Spread the word for me. Please spread the word. It's supposed to be, the jury selection is supposed to start the next day, but I see a halt coming to that. Well, you know what? If you listen to what she was saying last night, she was lying to herself. Because she admitted haven't verified anything. She said, but I don't think it's true. So that ought to tell you right there, she hasn't even talked to Kathy. We just Fig drafted up a summary for me on these that filing today, and he also drafted up what was called basically things against the defense that the prosecutor would say against them for what they filed. I'll send these copies out to everybody when I'm done. Fig does a great job on these summaries. It keeps me from having to read every damn word. 17, 18, 19 pages is a lot of reading. Tech Dad, what's on, brother? Back then, they did. They were able to surf the internet back then. Oops. Oh, yeah? Witchcraft? I'm about an eighth of a mile, let me think, east of 135 off Smith Valley. Kathy in the house? I haven't seen her. Where you at, Kathy? Did I just believe? Yep, there you are. Good to see you, Kathy. I'm blowing by people, not even realizing they're. You guys, quit worrying about Snay. He's an internet bully. You guys ain't figured that shit out. He's a fucking internet bully. He's a nothing burger. He's just pissed because Kathy told him to quit fucking bothering her. Jinx is a fucking hoot, boy. I'm telling you. I couldn't really answer that for you, Nameless Wonder. I mean, we haven't seen any statements from Betsy Blair or anything. So, Gambies, what's going on, buddy? No, burner phones do not have to be registered. Yep. And see, that's the thing, Gibbo. They keep diverting away from everything that he said and done and trying to come up with excuses. It kills me with that. How are you going to get around all that? I've seen they tried to change his time in the Frank's motion, tried to say he was there from 12:30 to 1:30 when he said he was there from 1:30 to 3:30 because he clearly stated that he was at the bridge looking at fish and on a stock ticker. Then he went and sat on the bench until 3:30. And yes, she did, Annabelle. She ruled according to the law. Oh, look at there. Thank you, Tara. Thank you so much. I hope you didn't take your till money out of that, or that out of your till money. Or your tip money, I'm sorry. And you still didn't answer my question. Did your boy win the race the other night? Because he got me. I love watching that kind of racing. He got first. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I was watching it. Had it popped up on my computer watching him race. I was like, look at that boy go. Yeah, the podium. No, it was the prosecutor who got the podium, I believe. And when I heard what they got it for, I don't know how true it is, but I about fucking shit my pants. Well, I'm telling you right now, Gibbo, in the courtroom, it looked like she had multiple color hair, and I nicknamed her Rainbow Bright. And now she responds to my after watching she'll watch my live or replay or whatever, and she'll come on there and say, "Hey, this is Rainbow Bright, girl." And then she want to come on to send me a message talking shit and calling Sarah a liar and everything else, and Jinx took care of that one real quick. Because I'm not about to argue with people like that. It ain't worth my time. Because they get me going and cause me to have a stroke. They're saying it according to what Rainbow Bride is saying. And she even admitted last night she doesn't know for sure because she basically hasn't talked to Kathy. She said she hadn't verified it yet, but she didn't believe it happened. So why in the hell are you running your chops if you haven't verified it? You ain't been back out now, so you apparently talked to Kathy and it's true. Because I know it's true. And there's several people in here that were at that hearing that day and know it's true. Justice for the Floor 4 girls. Can somebody put the Floor 4 memorial page link up for me, please? Jinx might have already done it already, but I've already been reached out to by one of them, wanting documents. Thank you, Jinx. Floor 4 Angels Memorial Channel. Please head over there, subscribe, like. If you haven't done so already, thank you. Oh, yeah, you best believe some of these Odinist groups are pretty pissed off about what's going on in this case. Tara German with the prayers to you too, Tara. You know we're thinking of you guys day in and day out. Uh-oh. Jinx wants to come up on panel. Oh, shit. Here comes Shorty. Here comes Shorty. She said, okay, Frank, drop the link. Where you at, Jinx? What do you say why for? You just said drop the link. Tara wants to what? Sorry. What? Sorry, guys. I'm reading the message. I'll get with you in a little bit, Tara. Uh-oh. Here comes Short Stack, guys. Here comes Jinx. What up? What up?
Hey,
Uh-oh.
uh-oh.
I hear two sheets into the wind, right?
No, not
two. What's up?
Hi, darling.
What's up?
I was gonna ask you, like, do you wanna talk about like Leaves with Love for a second?
Who?
That purple hair girl, Rainbow Bright, whatever you call her.
I don't know her name, and I really don't care about the chick. You know, I tried to be nice to her, and she blew me off because I wanted to talk to her about Kathy, and she said she didn't want to piss anybody off, so she didn't do it. But she sure the fucks went on Rick's fucking show last night, running Rick.
Yeah,
that chop sucker.
Oh man. Okay, so the first day I met her was on July 30th, which was the second day of the
hearing. Yeah,
the pre-trial. So, you know, she was really nice and whatnot, and she seemed cool. So the third day, you know, she was actually wearing a really cute dress. I don't care what anybody says. This dress was really cute. And I told her that, and I actually told her, like, you know, I know Kathy's a victim in the situation. Thank you for supporting her. It's really nice to actually see somebody with Kathy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a hugger. I'm not going to lie. So I did. I gave her a hug. And then when all the stuff with Sarah came out, she was like, no, Sarah's a liar. And I'm just like, wait a minute. You actually weren't there, darling. Like, and then she went on the defense, like, completely, and just started just berating me on the comment section. And I know that you saw it. I actually.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I said, Jinx, you better handle this.
I know. But I did. I screenshotted all the comments, by the way. Leads with love. Thank you very much for that. I know you try to be a dirty deleter, but yeah. I deleted or actually screenshotted your comments as well as mine because I'm not afraid to own my words.
Right.
But she wanted to threaten me with calling law enforcement and also contacting Judge Gold. And when she said something about contacting Judge Gold, I was like, oh, okay. Well, make sure you request the camera footage on August 1st on the first floor whenever you and I were talking, and I gave you a hug, and then suddenly she wanted to delete the entire thread. Why? Why?
Because she knew she was wrong.
Well, I mean, she was attacking me for hugging Kathy and Janice, and I was like, in the moment, like whenever Kathy and Janice were sitting there talking to us about like getting picked apart by the public, yeah, like that affected me. Like, how could it not? Like, I don't know, woman to woman being picked apart by the public, like that's humiliating, like.
Oh, I totally get it, but then again, it's going to happen due to the fact is because she's been married to the guy for nearly 30 years. And a lot of people are going to be like, well, how in the hell did she not know from then until now it was her husband?
Right. Oh, okay. Because you love that person, so I understand that. But
right.
I'm like suddenly becoming in the hot spotlight. Like I totally get that. I felt for this woman. Like she was.
You're breaking up real bad, Jinx.
I'm sorry. Let me know. I'm gonna move around. I'm kind of under a weird. I'm in my garage.
Yeah, I kind of figured you were because that's where you smoke.
Yeah, it's my smoke shack. But I just whenever Kathy was talking about being picked apart by the public, like it really affected me, and I did. And Janice was too, and I hugged both of those ladies. Like, and Kathy, oh my goodness, Kathy Allen is a hugger, and I'm a hugger, so like that was a really sweet moment for a moment. I'm not gonna lie, like she was really like, I don't know.
I like I said the other night, I don't have the nerve as of yet to even try to speak to her. And people are like, well, she's not dumb enough to violate the gag order. Nobody's going to even discuss that kind of stuff with her. We just want to see how she's doing, what she's thinking of what's been put out there right now, and stuff like that to see if she responds to it. We're not going to directly speak about the case.
No, and honestly, the initial conversation starter was, like Sarah and I were standing outside of her rental because we couldn't smoke inside of it before we left. So, here I don't know if anybody knew that Kathy had parked, just like a few parking spaces, but here they come walking up to getting ready to leave. And all Sarah did was ask if Kathy was okay to drive because she knew that was upsetting.
Right.
Like it wasn't, I don't know, whatever anybody's trying to make out of it, it was genuine concern. Like, are you okay to drive home? Like,
right.
And that's how the conversation kind of developed from there, and it wasn't, I don't know. I don't want people to get the wrong idea. It was just a conversation that unfolded naturally, organically. Like there wasn't.
It's just human nature to when you see somebody in that condition to ask them if they're okay. It's just a normal thing. I mean, no matter what the circumstances are.
Right? Like, I mean, she was really upset, and the way she expressed her frustrations of Richard Allen's defense attorneys and how they were like not telling them anything. Like she was exasperated, and she did express that, she was there for Janice, and she wanted her mother-in-law, who was essentially her second mom, to get the answers that she deserves. And
hold on here.
Baldwin wasn't even there.
Lala says that she admitted on Sinead's show that KA blew off her phone call and that she's never spoke to her about being done with RA. She's full of it. See, and that's what I'm saying. She admitted that she hasn't verified anything. So you're going to go on the attack on us when you don't know what the hell, haven't even talked to Kathy.
Listen, I'm only going to talk about my personal experiences.
Oh, I'm talking about Lala.
Anybody else, but
Jeremy, that's Lala saying that about Rainbow Bright.
Well,
you know,
I'm just gonna say, like, I heard about her little special message to me about friendships that I'm not gonna experience, and I would just like to say thank you, Kathy Bates, for misery. I would.
We talked about that today.
Kind of friendship, ma'am. That's not the friendship that I want. Okay, like I'm not interested, ma'am. Not.
Good to see you, Don Spain. But we've been at it for an hour, guys, and I just wanted to come on here and go over these summaries with everybody. I do want to thank Jinx for coming up. I want to thank Thomas for coming up. I want to thank Julian French. She's a new member. Miranda Lee showing her strength on the membership for 6 months. Same for Leslie Kingston. Thank you for the $4.99 super sticker. Leslie and Tara, thank you for the $19.99 super chat. I'll get with you here in a bit, and we're direct you where do you need to get that information from, Tara. So give me a few minutes. But as far as everybody else, my mods, Miss Deb, Rescue, Jinx, Miranda, who else is a mod in here? I never check and see who's all in here. But thank you guys for all hanging around. And I want to thank everybody that's in the chat. Love you guys. Appreciate y'all hanging out tonight. You know, I'm on top of everything. So the next thing that drops or the next thing that comes out, you know where I'll be. But until next time, guys, you know what time it is.
Correct.
Peace out. One love, guys. Good night.
Bye, y'all.